Well, this was on the. Well, did we kind of cover this on?
No, we didn't.
Okay, so Dominick Cruz eventually. Now he was supposed to have like a few more fights, but he retired because of some shoulder injury.
He's gonna have one more fight, and then his shoulders.
Or he wanted to fight a few different people.
Yeah, not happening.
But that looks crazy right there too.
That poor guy. Poor guy. One of the GOATs, one of the best to ever do it. Y'all must have forgot.
Yeah.
But this isn't a sad story because talking about a guy, one of the most brilliant minds in the game, and it has already kind of moved on. So it'd be fun to see him fight, but also he's good. Like, he's not one of these guys who are like, man, what's going to happen to Dominick Cruz? Like, now he's so smart, and he's moved on entirely, and he's known as a commentator by the people that just jumped on this UFC train during COVID. So he's one of the rare guys that is able to do something else. Like, he's good. This isn't a sad story.
Yeah, I mean, but the one thing that happened after, like, the post-fight press conference where Dana White's saying, someone asked him, like, are you glad that he retired? He's like, I wanted him to retire.
Yeah.
Because he's so good at, doing this other stuff.
The best, yeah. He's set. He's set up for life. He'll talk about fighting till he's fucking on his deathbed. He's good.
Chin's age.
Yeah.
Is he really? There's no way. He's way younger.
No, I'm saying he could talk about it until he's...
Oh, until I'm... Like, how dare you?
82, 83, whatever.
How dare you, bro?
Roast.
So this happened. The Telegraph newspaper came out in Australia, I believe. And it says, knock this guy out with, obviously Sean Strickland on the cover, which is a huge, it's like he's the main cover.
Yeah.
And then Dana White commented on it.
See how soft they are?
I'll just play it for you because it's very short.
I thought that was fucking hilarious.
Yeah, no, most of us do. It's ridiculous. We don't even like the paper here.
But listen, for a place that is so tough and the people... Everything on land and the water can kill you. You have the biggest pussies I've ever seen in the media in my life. I saw a story where a guy was like, I saw Dana do a podcast with the premiere, and it physically made me sick. Holy fucking shit. You guys have to have the biggest pussies of all time in the media here. Just for the record.
Just for the record. Yeah, Dana's right. But also for Sean, again, for Strickland... It's a heightened sense of who he is for you to get tuned in his fight. So him being on the front cover saying, please knock this guy out. You have half the country watching saying, let's hopefully he gets knocked out. Mm-hmm. Half are rooting for him to knock the guy out. That means it's working.
Yeah, and the UFC did a great job because they just posted it. They didn't put any caption. They just posted it on their
run
UFC
with it.
Instagram.
If I'm the UFC, it's a business, or you run with it. Hell yeah. Yeah, try and knock him out. Tune in. See if he gets knocked out, everybody. Same thing they did. They're just a business. It's the bottom dollar. With the Bryce Mitchell shit, right? So some horrible shit. Dana goes, cool, the way we work, you get to tune in and see him get his ass whooped. We'll give him a terrible matchup. Tune in. They capitalize on it. They're a business. Oh, it's wrong. What, really? What business do you run?
Canelo Alvarez was supposed to fight Jake Paul, right? And Jake Paul got pissed off because eventually they got close and it just went to crap. It didn't happen. And then he was supposed to fight Terrence Crawford. And even that's like off the table now.
Really?
Yeah. So
Why?
that's like not happening. They don't go into the details, but that guy, Turkey Al-Sheikh, he's having him fight he has a 4-fight contract. And the guy he's fighting is, hold on a second.
4-fight contract with Canelo?
With Canelo, yeah. Canelo. Yeah. So Canelo's going to fight someone named William Skull, who is an undefeated fighter.
Don't care.
Exactly. I don't understand this
He's
either.
chic, dude. You get the money. Pay. With the fights we want to see. It's the only reason you're there. Jake Paul rips. Yeah.
I would rather watch Jake Paul versus Canelo than the Skull guy because I don't know.
All day. All day. So Jake said, the truth is you could be bought. You're a money-hungry squirrel chasing your next nut. The truth is these sports washing, shady characters are paying you hundreds of millions of dollars to stop our fight from happening because they can't fathom the fact that they can't create a bigger fight than me and you. Yeah. Unfortunately, hardcores don't hear this. Jake versus Canelo is a bigger fight than Jake, and already forgot the guy's name.
Yeah.
That's the truth.
And Canelo did say after Jake posted stuff about it, Canelo's like, yeah, I'm not going to fight like a YouTuber. I fight real boxers.
Yeah, that's always it's just such a cliche thing to say. I know for a fact someone very close to the super close to the situation. The fight was basically done. Jake and Canelo was going down because he ran into him at Trump's inauguration.
Oh,
And then Jake was going to go on Rogan and talk about it and announce it. And then Sheik was like, nope. That's how close they were.
that guy has so much money, so
Yes, so give us the fucking fights you want to see.
I know.
And we'll forget about all the slave labor and all that stuff. As long as you give us the big fights. That's the way it works.
Oh, this is Dana's take on it too.
Listen, they control the sport of boxing right now and MMA, let's be honest. What I said about the team running the show on Saturday, I don't think it's hard for them to steal anybody from anybody. I don't know what ins and outs of the deal, but I'm sure it's not too hard to steal somebody away from Jake to Saudi. Totally different levels, not even the same universal levels. Money-wise, but as far as big fights, just because you can make the fights, it's not a big fight just because Canelo's fighting for you. Canelo and Jake is the biggest fight you can make.
I was actually for the first
Such
time.
a tough fight for Jake.
I know, but for the first time, I was like actually excited for that kind of like weird fight.
Me too.
All right, so this is just a rumor. So there's going to be a few rumors here. So this rumor is Dana White saying that. Oh no, not Dana White. Michael Chandler versus Arman Sarukian for UFC 314.
That's a tough fight for Chandler.
If it does happen, it's a
Sounds
rumor.
like it is.
So it comes from this guy,
Our boy
Manok
Sarukian, man.
Akopian.
Missed weight, had some weight issues, blamed on his back, and Dana said, very cool. This is how you know it's a back issue, or this is a weight issue, not a back issue. Back injury, Dana can put up with. When you miss weight, it's their number one thing. So he goes back down the queue, and now you fight Michael Chandler. And then probably have to fight one more before, unless he just blows the doors off and gets a finish in the first round. If that doesn't happen, you're going to fight one more before you get that title shot again. It's tough.
Didn't you say like it was like if it's a weight issue that weight or whatever, when you're cutting weight, your back could be even more like messed up or something? Was it you that said that or someone else?
You're probably listening to Companion. Rogan was saying that.
Oh, okay. But so this is from the Ring magazine.
End of the
reporter,
day, the
Michael.
number one result of why you're having these injuries is the big weight cut. Whether it's back, your kidneys, whatever the
Everything,
fuck
right?
it is, it's because you're cutting so much weight.
Yeah.
It's a weight issue.
Another rumor: Mateus Gamrot versus Brian Ortega. It's
a fun fight.
Works. And this is I didn't know this, but apparently Michael Bisping and Anthony Smith, they had that Believe You Me podcast together.
Yeah.
And then suddenly Anthony Smith just kind of went away for a while.
I thought they were boys.
I know. So I didn't realize until I saw the articles.
Anthony Smith started his own, right?
He started his own podcast after a while, after like nothing's been said, and then Michael Bisping has Paul Felder on his podcast now.
He's the one who put those wheels in motion.
Yeah, so you know, a lot of their fans are saying like, why did this happen? And then this is Smith.
Because Michael Bisping and I have no beef. Like, we're good. Like, if I see him, we dap it up, hug, have a beer at some point, I imagine. I love Paul Felder. Like, I really enjoy Paul. I think he's incredible at what he does. I think he's an amazing voice in this MMA space.
Yeah, and then someone asked Michael Bisping this, and then this is how Michael.
He's moved on and doing his own show. Felder is in full time on Mondays. I wish him the absolute best of luck with the show. I absolutely loved our conversations. Hopefully, we'll be back in 2-week shows soon. Also, working on some big things. Yeah, here's the thing. So the internet, whenever someone does their own thing and moves on, they want like, oh, there's this huge blowout fight and they hate each other. And then that does well for YouTube and the clicks, like Bisping hates Anthony Smith or the downfall of Michael Bisping. Like that stuff is what generates views. The truth is Anthony Smith's probably like, hey man, I'm putting a lot of time in. I'm going to start my own thing. Bisping's a fucking real man. I was like, yeah, cool, do your thing, man. And then called Paul Felder, was like, okay, we have an open, and he probably took it.
And according to this article, Bisping connected Anthony Smith with like their person that does that stuff too.
Yeah, there's
production.
no
So, but
It's like King of the Sting, where like, oh, Theo hates Brendan. You know, he wants to get away from. No, dumbasses. The truth is, he moved to Nashville.
and people just move on.
Yeah, he moved to Nashville, and then I wanted to be like, all right, we got to move on and either stop the show or fill your replacement. He's like, no, I can Zoom it, but I'm in LA all the time too. So when I can't Zoom, I'll be in studio. We did that for about a month and a half, And and I even told him like, dude, it's a lot. And then after a month and a half, he was like, dude, it's too much. Like, I just can't. I'm dying. I'm like, yeah, just let's stop doing it, dude. That's the truth. I talk to Theo all the time.
It's just
Sorry,
like,
guys.
as podcast fans, we don't like, because I was in the inside of all that as well. So I saw all that happening. But as a fan, if I wasn't a part of it, then I'd be like, why would, this must be some crazy stuff. But then when you're inside it, you see like, oh, it's just, we tried. It didn't work.
Just
out.
business. Yeah. And when you move to a different state or it just becomes a lot, Theo they could do it. I know how
And
it
he did
goes.
zoom in a lot.
He did.
Yeah.
And then we also had fill-ins all the time.
Yeah.
But eventually it's exhausting for both parties. Like me trying to hunt for a co-host, him, let me the day before. Like he's like, dude, I'm just not gonna make it back. Like you're just like, man, what are we doing? Then it's no longer fun. Then it's like, dude, this has become such a hassle.
Zooming in also
No,
just
it's
sucks,
terrible.
dude.
Terrible.
Yeah.
But online, they hate each other. But oh man,
yeah. Nope.
no.